as you know, it's been a little bit busy here with all of the garlic festival preparations and everything else. And I'm standing out at the bottom outside my garden here. This is what I call the outer garden. And it's a viney mess of stuff. And like every other gardener this time of year, mid-October, it's time to start kind of turning your garden all around. Now, I still have a whole lot of stuff that's growing in my garden. Out here especially, I have a whole lot of volunteer tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, and I'm just gonna go ahead and try to pick those and gradually begin to clear out this area in here. This is where underneath all those cherry tomatoes are things like blueberry bushes, and my blackberry brambles are going everywhere, and I have pumpkin vines growing everywhere. I've harvested most of my pumpkins at this point. I think there might be one or two left in there. So I think my first part of the garden cleanup, because it's the most overwhelmingly wild part of my garden, is this outer area. I think it's going to take me a while, and honestly, I'm going to take my time to do it and work on it over the next few weeks. I wanted to start here outside in part because I want to be thinking about what I want to plant. I think I want to be planting some garlic out here, and I want to get those beds cleared out early on so I can go ahead and get that in the ground in the next week or so. And I'm just trying to think about how else I'm going to deal with this outer space. I had an idea. Let me see what you think. Now, right in front of me is where my pumpkins were growing. This is actually, I'm outside of my growing space, but you can see that there are tons and tons and tons of cherry tomato vines. And you can also see in my shadow and where I'm standing that the deer actually came up and ate off the vines. Now, deer are not supposed to eat tomatoes, but they did, because in August it was very dry and they were very thirsty. So even though I had like piles and piles of vines and things, they got in here, and then they kept making their way into the pumpkin patch and ate some of my pumpkins as well. So I'm now thinking that what am I going to do to kind of create a barrier and parameter that the deer won't go through for my garden. So here's my idea. Take a look at my lemongrass. This is all lemongrass that I grew from seed. And I grew it this year just to see whether it would grow. And by and large, what golly gee whiz, it grew. So I'm actually thinking that lemongrass might be a really effective boundary to my garden. And I'm thinking of maybe pulling it out to about right here and putting a bed in here, and then just next year planting a whole bunch of lemongrass along this perimeter, because the deer won't touch it. They don't know it. They won't touch it. It's kind of, it hurts a little bit and it's got stickiness and it's got a smell that they don't seem to go after. Now, what will I do with all that lemongrass? I don't know. Start a Thai restaurant, I guess. But I just love all of these dahlias that I grew from seed, and you know, it's a beautiful time of year. But I do need to get in here and start cleaning this out. So I'm going to start by picking all those cherry tomatoes that are in the center there, cleaning out this bean trellis, and then maybe trying to get some garlic and stuff planted in here. I mean, when I talk about so many cherry tomatoes, this is what I'm talking about. It's crazy. I mean, they're growing everywhere. And look at these pumpkin vines that are growing everywhere. Oh my gosh. It is quite astonishing. All right, I'm just going in. I'm going to start picking cherry tomatoes. Oh, look, here's an extra little pumpkin growing in my eggplants. This is going to take me forever. I've been out here for about an hour and a half, and I have picked a whole lot of cherry tomatoes. I have 3 big baskets. I think I'm going to have about, those usually hold about 5 pounds of cherry tomatoes, and I've got 3 of them, so I'm going to say 15 pounds of cherry tomatoes, 2 pumpkins, some eggplants, and some regular tomatoes as well. I still have more cherry tomatoes to pick, but I have picked pretty much through this outer part of the garden. And while I was in there, I noticed that I've still got a couple more pumpkins going. I've got some new eggplant forming on my eggplants, some of my eggplants. So I'm just going to leave those. And, if the weather stays like it is right now for another 10 days, and we don't have a frost, I think that those might form and I'll have some more eggplant, which would be very nice. And maybe the pumpkins will ripen up. I don't know, but I have so many pumpkins already. Wow, it feels really good to be back in the garden. I've been kind of in the kitchen and in the throes of just cooking for that whole Garlic Festival weekend. And that was really 2 weeks of cooking. Although I did other things too. I mean, I worked some in the garden, but this is the first day I've had to really get in here and just kind of enjoy the moment and be in it and just love picking things. I'm covered with stuff, pollen from the flowers. Didn't get stung by any bees, and although there are plenty of them out here. Well, I hope your garden's doing well, and I hope you're well. It's going to be a while to get this garden into shape for the winter, but I got plenty of time, and I've got time on my hands. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're well. Take care. Bye. Still got a lot of tomatoes to... The dahlias are just so gorgeous. Take a look.